On today's program, we're going to do a camera review. Yummy! Welcome to the Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and on this program we explore all things DSLR. Today we're going to be doing a camera review of the Nikon Coolpix P500, mainly because we know that not everyone has a couple of grand to throw around. So we wanted to do this review so that those of you that didn't have that extra cash could still get into the photo video game and kind of prime themselves for when they do happen to have that extra cash to move on up to a full-size DSLR body. So let's take a look and see what this camera has to offer. Check it. So starting off with some of the pros, the number one thing you're going to notice about this camera is its huge 36x optical zoom lens. This thing is crazy sick long as far as getting a distance without having to use a digital zoom, which usually ends up looking like complete and total crap. But this 36 optical zoom lens is a fantastic lens for anyone just starting out needing to have a little bit of range, actually a lot of range, whether it be the macro all the way to the telephoto. This thing can pretty much handle it. This camera also offers a full 12 megapixel resolution. In movie mode, it will also fully record high-speed video up to 60 frames per second, albeit it is only limited to the 720p resolution, but on most of the videos that you're going to upload to the internet, 720 is going to be perfectly fine. But for those that need that little bit extra, it does record in full 1080p high-definition resolutions as well. This camera also offers a vari-angle screen which, unlike its older brother, the D5100, cannot turn and face forward, but it does give you several different shooting options as far as up high, down low, and holding it against your chest to create a more stable shot. Another great selling point about this camera is that you can shoot in full manual mode. You can adjust everything from exposure compensation, shutter speed, etc. Having full manual capabilities also enables you to shoot some video with this that will look as close to film as you can possibly get it. Unfortunately, it only records 30 frames per second in 1080p. If panoramas are more your thing, this camera will also shoot in both 180 degree and 360 degree panoramics. You really don't have to do much except stand in one spot and spin around while taking pictures, and this camera will even stitch those photographs together for you. If you happen to like to photograph sports or children's photography, knowing that those things move very quickly and without much notice, you're going to appreciate the 5 frames per second burst speed that this little sub-DSLR camera can offer you. 5 frames a second is pretty daggone good, especially considering that Nikon's latest entry into the DSLR world, the D7000, only shoots 6 frames per second. Now, while there was a lot to like about this camera, there were a few things that I didn't like, namely the weight. It is extremely light. So any little hand movement or twitch or whatever, it's going to translate into your footage or photographs. One of the other things I wasn't too keen on was the fact that it only went down to a 3.4 f-stop. Now, for a consumer grade camera like this, that is actually pretty good, but once you get used to using 1.4 lenses or 2.8 lenses, you're really not ever, you don't want to be limited by that constraint. But for those that have never used those ultra fast prime lenses, they're not going to miss this at all. But for me, it was kind of an issue. I wish that they had gone a little bit, lower on the f-stops. But it just means that if you're going to try anything in low light conditions, don't try it in low light conditions. You're going to have to light your scenes pretty well. And if you need to make things darker, do it in post. Two big things for me is that it did not have the ability to use filters. There is no thread on the end of the lens, which is not a deal breaker for most. And it really wasn't for me because I can see this camera for what it is. But and the other thing that it did not have that was pretty important, I thought, was a hot shoe or cold shoe for that matter. You cannot attach any accessories to this particular camera whatsoever. And last but not least, charging this battery is an in-camera operation. You have to put the battery in the camera, plug it up via a USB cable that plugs into an AC adapter that goes to your wall. So if your battery dies and you need to charge that battery, your camera is also out of commission as well. So it could be a drawback if you need something more reliable or constant. Well, there you go, folks. That was the Nikon Coolpix P500. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please be sure to send them in to us. Please follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Find us, check us, be our friends. We're there for you guys. So check us out next time. We'll see you guys again next time. Take it easy. This camera awful, God, awful. What the? Ugh. So there's not any large majestic scene that you can't capture with this. Let's start again on the panoramas. Panoramas, take 2. This camera also features a panorama, start that again. Panorama, take 3. This camera also features, what the fuck is features? What am I, fucking from Brooklyn? This camera also... Gotta be kidding me. Oh, shit. Okay, start again. This camera... Oh, I'm cracking myself up. Look at this. Oh, okay. I'm good. I'm crying. It's awesome. It's good stuff. Okay, let's try it one more time. This is fantastic. Thank God for multiple takes. I could never do live TV. I could never do it. Okay. Welcome to the Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and on today's program, we're going to be fucking starting this over again because I did it wrong. Ah! Gotta be kidding me. I did it great yesterday. Sucks.